Is talking about harassing work behavior and offensive language. I've sat here when members of the public have sworn at council and sworn here, swearing, and you, Mayor Anderson, have done nothing about it. I sent you an email about that and you've done nothing about it. All of a sudden, we're having harassment issues. I know you guys argue and whatever. That's what you're elected for. What you do in there is your business. But all of a sudden, we're having harassment issues. Right now, when you did nothing about it before, when I sent you the email, nothing.
Councillor.
So I'm allowed to swear as the public? You said you don't enforce the bylaws, but you're having bylaws here. So why should I follow your bylaws if you basically you don't even enforce them?
Recently, we've...
Recently? What about before, when I brought the issue up?
Can I answer your question, Mr. Schofield? Recently, as of the last month, our Anmore procedural bylaw was passed. It has very strict and clear rules on public decorum at meetings. That did not exist before then. There have been times I have not heard the comments that are made in the back. There have been some pretty unruly meetings here, and I have not heard it. But where I have heard it, I have called people and asked them to act and behave appropriately.
I called you on it, and you did nothing.
I didn't hear you then. I'm sorry. You called
I emailed you. You said, do you want to see your reply? You did nothing.
No, but after the fact, and I didn't hear it. I told you that.
So there's no harassment until a month ago. Everything's fine and dandy.
No, it's actually, this has been going on for a while. But what happened
so you do nothing about it till right now?
No, John, what happened on July 20th? You weren't here.
I was here when you swore, and you did nothing about it. Actually, you adjourned the meeting when running through the door.
No.
Yes, you did.
Because the meeting was out of control, and no one...
But it's your job to control it. Remember the harassment.
Right, and so I guess I have a couple of choices there. If it seems like it's so out of control, we can adjourn the meeting or suspend the meeting, take a break, sometimes that helps. Or I could call the RCMP and have them here and have people removed, which I really don't want to have to do. But that option has been told me I have available to me. Or in this situation, you were not here. You did not witness.
I don't care that was me. That's not the point.
Yeah,
I'm saying that there was harassment before, offensive language. You didn't phone the cops. You just ran through that door.
That's not true.
You did, yes, it is. And then when I emailed you after, you didn't even have public question period. We were sitting here with our mouths open. Couldn't believe it.
We had a resident who was divulging confidential information who would not stop talking.
Oh, he was swearing. So you didn't do anything about it. So there's a double standard.
No,
Councillors who say things, you go after. Residents, it's a free-for-all?
No, that's not true.
Well, you said you don't enforce bylaws, so why should I follow your bylaws? Why should I follow your motions? You dump it on Tim.
I'm sorry, our staff enforces our bylaws.
Oh, the mining truck. Remember that email? Do you want that one? You told me to phone the RCMP. Those big mining trucks? They're big. Not pickups, big mining trucks. And he didn't go by at 9:30 in the morning. I phoned you, I emailed you, you said, I guess you didn't have the paper in front of you to see what a mining truck was.
Mr. Schofield?
Do you want the email?
You're...
No, you're not answering the question.
Why? Right now, we are talking about a censorship motion.
Yes. So you're going after his language and his harassment, but members of the public can harass council and you do nothing about it. Yes, you did, because you've got...
I've called people to order.
No, you didn't anything about it.
On numerous occasions I have.
So where are we going from here? You did nothing about it.
The situation you're talking about one part of it.
Hold the recording then.
And go back and do what?
That's a point of order. This is double standard.
Okay. Mr. Schofield, questions. Thank you.
No, you haven't. Just hold on.
Yes, can you state your name and address, please?
Captain Lady, 2175 East Lane. It says conduct to the public here.
Yes.
Has this been passed?
Yes.
Oh. It's just that the gentleman has passed his 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you for reminding me of that. I appreciate that. Councillor, do you want to do the public first, or?
I wouldn't mind actually just addressing...
Just run through that? Okay, sorry.
I appreciate where you're coming from with his comments especially. I think that we've had many outbursts with profanity and whatnot in our council setting, and it is embarrassing and shameful, and we shouldn't be acting that way. The behavior that happened after this meeting, though, and during this meeting, crossed that line. And I would encourage you to come and listen to the recording. The behavior crossed the line so much so after the meeting that I actually did feel compelled to contact the police, and I actually felt compelled to ask the mayor not to go outside on her own after the meeting. It had actually reached that point. The language that was used towards me and the invasion of my own personal space made me feel very uncomfortable. And I think that if you had been here to witness that situation, you would have realized that it was not of this nature. It was a very different nature. So I just wanted to give that clarification.
Yes, so you just stand there and state your name.
Okay. Elaine Willis, 2189 Summerwood Lane. I was going to prepare a speech and didn't. First of all, I'm not really even quite sure what censure means. So I guess I need that clarified before I proceed, so maybe you can help me with that.
It's a simple public statement of condemning someone's actions or behavior.
So the end result is,
This is where it ends.
it ends here. So basically you're saying that wasn't very nice.
It wasn't
Okay,
appropriate.
I can understand that, okay? I am unable to deal with anything that happened after the meeting because I listened to a tape that was of the meeting, which I guess is the official part and the official business, which is I think all any of us can be concerned with, is the official business. And I feel a little bit bad about that because in a way, Councillor Piemonte was acting a little on my behalf. I'm a citizen of the village, and I had some concerns about the content of the meeting and was unable to attend, and had done a little research about voting machine. I'm trying to remember the content because it wasn't super important to me, but I was concerned. So I had done some research about other municipalities and voting machines and small municipalities, and had reached out to the network of small municipalities and found out what they had done. And he was basically bringing forth my research to you as a council and presenting it to you. And so I feel like I precipitated this whole thing. So I feel very badly about this situation because I think he was acting on my behalf with bringing forth information that really not just my behalf, but all of your behalf, because that's his job, is to make sure that the information is there before you pass any motion. So if he was forceful about it, he was doing it on my behalf and on your behalf. And so on that, I apologize, because he probably felt very compelled to make sure that that information was there before any decisions were made. I read the transcript. I listened to the tape. Voices were heated. Everybody's very clear that their position is the right one. And you know what? There is no right position. Debate is expected. I go to council meetings in all of the Tri-City municipalities, and people feel strongly about their positions, and that's okay. But I think sometimes we're all taking this a little too personally.